Okay.
I'm going to tweet this out on the account.
All right, ready? I'm starting the countdown.
You can tweet it out on the account.
All right, welcome to the Unbiased podcast, new little live stream we have going, presented by Pro Sports Extra. Without further ado, Austin, let's do the intro and let's get our guest in here today.
What's up, guys? My name's Austin Lange. Welcome to the first episode of Unbiased with me and Schultzy. Just a little background. I'm just a fat dude who lives in Texas. I love sports. I love talking shit and absolutely anything that I can, get into. So welcome along the journey, and I'm glad to be here, man.
Yep, let's bring in our guest. You introduce him. Hello, Coach.
What's up, everybody? Without further ado, welcome Coach Jason Brown. Oh, shit. I'm sorry, Coach. We can...
Mic working? Got his mic. His mic is unmuted.
You got me now?
We got you,
Yes, sir,
Coach.
we do. What's up,
right.
Coach JB? How you doing today, sir?
Appreciate you guys
How you
having
doing
me.
today?
Good.
Oh, dude, we're absolutely thrilled to have you on here, Coach. How you doing today?
I'm
Having a good
chilling,
one?
man. Get out.
Hell yeah. Well, Coach, like I said, my name's Austin Lange. I've been the one who's been kind of communicating with you back and forth. This is my colleague, Cameron Schultzy.
Hello, Coach.
And again, we're super blessed and super excited to have you on here, man.
I appreciate you
So
guys
first
having me.
off,
Man.
my first question with you, Coach, is what happened to your Instagram? I see you're having to start all over again. What happened there?
Man, I have no idea, man. About to sue Facebook, though. Fuck them.
Is that right?
Yeah, man. We filed a suit, man. Fuck them. They just deleted my shit. I don't know, no idea why, but I'm losing money now, and I didn't know that until I was informed. So I had to start a new one the other day. But yeah, man, just deleted it. Haven't talked to nobody. Nobody sent me nothing. No warning. No appeal. Nothing. Can't get a hold of nobody. It was crazy. I'm just trying to log in one day about a month and a half ago, and I'm like, just kept saying no user found, and I'm like, what? So it would switch me to one of my other fucking 9 accounts, and I'm like, what's going on here? And so I reached out to some folks, tried to figure it out, and it was deleted. Nobody could find out nothing. So it just blows my mind.
Sucks.
Yeah, no idea why.
Well, do you want to plug the new one in real quick? Maybe, help that out a little bit.
I appreciate all the fans that have already followed it back, the new one, but the new one is just real Coach JB. So the old one had an underscore and it had the real coach _JB. This one is just real Coach JB. And that's my new Instagram one, man. And so it's crazy, man. It's Twitter verified me after 3 years for, I don't know why they took so long. They verified me. Instagram drops me. So I don't know if they had a fucking a cahoots or
that's Facebook. That's Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
So,
Mark's plotting on your downfall, Coach.
Yeah,
that's absolutely not what you want.
them in Russia. Fuck.
Yeah. That's Instagram's Facebook. Yeah, that's
fucking Putin, man.
Can't get a hold of nobody, man. Can't talk to nobody. Can't get a hold of nobody.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. They're just a ghost, man.
And I'm sure people probably think the new account's like a bot or something, just because they're like, oh, he can't be, he's already had one.
Yep. Because the other one was verified. That's the other thing. It was verified, and it's fuck, man.
Right.
I don't know. I didn't have a lot of followers, maybe 65,000 or something. But I'm like, dude, it just disappears. And now this one, I'm having to put everything on there that I can put on there so it can people know it's me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, ads are a huge thing on Facebook, so that definitely sucks. That's a main piece of the
I don't
puzzle.
even use Facebook either. That's the crazy part. I don't even use it.
Yeah.
So it's like, fuck.
That's
Anyway, all the
interesting.
old heads on Facebook.
God dang. Well, I mean, Coach. So, I mean, we were DMing. I was really wanting to know how you feel like the state of college football at the moment. I know you're a junior college guy through and through, and I applaud you for that. That's very awesome because that's a fucking grind down there in junior colleges. But with all these new transfer rules and everything, do you think that's going to eventually just delete junior colleges with all how easy it is to move back and forth between Power Fives?
Oh yeah, shit. Every show I go on and my own show, I've been talking shit about this whole thing for a long time, man. It's been years. I've been talking about the portal for 2 years, but the transfer portal is going to it's imploding as we speak. It's going to end up it's going to be the end of high school and junior college as we know it, and then all things come full circle. They're going to end up needing it back, and then it's going to be like, well, fuck you. You fucked us.
Right.
And I wouldn't be surprised if some more entities are created. Like, IMG Academies started, and then you had the, there's a lot of, Fork Union Military Academy is a big school in Virginia that I've recruited for years. I wouldn't be surprised if some people broke off of the NCAA and created their own deal. I mean, that's what's next anyway. I think the SEC is going to break away from the NCAA, but I think I wouldn't be surprised, man, if something like that were to happen, because it's becoming a high school and junior college is getting killed. I mean, high school is getting killed too. People don't really talk about it too much, but junior college is just junior college is the original transfer portal. That's where you go. You get some humility, you learn how to work hard, and you go back to the Alabamas or, Clemsons of the world, and you get to kind of, taste the fruits of your labor. Nowadays, they're just sitting in a portal. And I did a show on transfer portals from every single sport. And there's over 12,000 kids in the transfer portal from all sports. There's like 3,500 women's volleyball players in the portal. So it's not just a football issue. It is a societal issue. And we are soft as runny baby shit. And it starts at the household, starts with the coaches, and it starts with the administrators who all have seemed to allow it over the last 15, 20 years instead of coach it. So now we're facing a uphill battle, and people don't think sports matters, but shit, there's a reason it's the largest conglomerate in the world, NFL. There's a reason that the Super Bowl is the most watched one-day event in the world. And it's just it's unbelievable, man, that people think that football and sports don't relate or correlate to the real world. It does absolutely correlate, and it is it's related very, very sharply, because people quit football, they end up quitting in life, and that's just a 100% of the people I've come across or coached or what have you have noticed in life. They've quit and they ain't shit now.
Right.
No, I absolutely agree there, man. I mean, it just seems like kids I'm young myself, I'm only 26, but it seems like these younger generation of kids, it's all about like, what can the school do for me and not what I could do for myself and the program. It's all very hero ball. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even in the NFL, you got guys like Patrick Mahomes who just kind of run out there, and if it's not going 80 yards for a touchdown, everyone's just kind of deflated. Whenever it just doesn't seem like there's much like camaraderie or like team spirit in this newer generation of football players.
Nah, with the NIL and the portal and the business part of it, which NIL is a shit show. It's a fallacy. It's just smoke and mirrors, and these ignorant fucks think that it's really paying everybody. Nobody's getting paid. There's one team getting paid, and if you're not in a big market, you're not even getting that. So people see that and think it's a big deal, but it's really not. The rest of the team's looking at the coach and the player that's getting paid side-eyed, so it's becoming very hard to coach that particular team because they're not getting paid. So guess what they do? They go to the transfer portal, and now I'm going to go to Alabama. I'm going to go to SC. I'm going to go where people getting $1 million like Bryce Young. Well, that's only happening because of who he is and where he's at. And there's only one of those. And it's like, it's going to be hard to reel them in, man, and get them back to the humble kid that wanted to just come earn a scholarship, get a scholarship, go to the NFL, work hard to go to the NFL, play for his brothers that he signed up to play for. And, now a few years back, we start opting out of bowl games, and I made a big stink of it then. Now it's just become just a crutch, man. It's an excuse. Kids are opting out of bowl games. But then 2-3 weeks later, they're playing in a meaningless all-star game or a senior bowl or some shit. I'm like, wait up. You opted out of your bowl game, but you're playing in a fucking all-star game that's meaningless, and it's not going to enhance your draft status what fucking soever. And you really think that it is. They already know who you are. Like, you played at Alabama. You don't need to play in a senior bowl. So,
what else do you need? What other exposure?
Yes. Soon they're going to be opting out of these BCS games. Watch. That's the next thing.
Yeah.
That's what I've been thinking.
Good soldier.
What'd you say?
How long?
Oh, my bad.
You go, Ken.
Senior bowls are just to show that you're a good soldier and you'll do what is asked of you.
That's a publicity deal. That's the NFL.
100%.
And NCAA kind of get together and they pick some teams. I think the Jets and the
Lions.
Yeah. Oh, Lions. Yeah. Like the two worst teams. Yeah. Two worst team staff. Like,
one dog and pony show.
One staff's not even fucking hired yet. So, like, I don't know.
And I'm a Jets fan, so I'm right with you.
Yeah. It's pretty fucked up, man. That's the state of NCAA, non-caring assholes of America. They just continue to milk these kids for money, and they don't give a shit about these kids. They don't give a shit about them at all. But I part of me, I'm always going to be for the kid, but at the same time, you got to be for the kid and teach the kid at the same time, not allow the kid. And that's what we're doing. We're allowing these kids to do the wrong shit and not correct them, and we're just allowing it. And it starts at the household, but it's fucked up because these coaches suck their dicks and kiss their asses so they don't transfer, only to see them transfer anyway. And you basically sold your soul to the devil for no reason. The motherfucker still transferred on your ass.
Yep.
So my motto is fuck them all. Don't trust none of them. Fucking gut them, guss them out, love them harder. And I never had a kid leave me ever. But it is what it is. I wish people would follow the motto. Nobody's going to hire me anyway. They're scared. But at the same time, I wish they'd follow my fucking motto because, 235 plus kids, Division I, 27 in the NFL. Never seen a kid get kicked out of a 4-year. Never had a kid go to jail. Never had a kid, leave or get kicked out of that school. So, I don't know. Shit.
Good track record. I just want to piggyback off of one thing with the NIL and like all these dickheads just transferring and everything. Do you think like a guy like Spencer Radler transferring and all this NIL and not being able to play and being babied, do you think this just opens the door for the floodgates of everyone just transferring, big star players, big recruits, just leaving after 1 year?
It's been happening. Alabama had some kids leave yesterday.
Yeah.
Like that's a first, so it's starting to get worse now.
Right. I just think when a big recruit like Spencer Radler,
that kid who lost his job at Georgia is about to transfer.
Yeah. Well, Caleb Williams transferring.
Yeah.
So to Oklahoma.
Yeah. Now what? They like you just said, Coach.
Huh?
Yeah. They just won it. Like you said, Coach, you've never had a player leave you, but with like the OU case, the coach left his players. What do you think about that? I mean, that's just asinine. I've got a lot of OU friends. I'm from the northern part of Texas. They all dick ride the shit out of the Sooners. Shout out Riley and John. But I can't believe he left.
Yeah. See, a lot of people, they don't take it. I'm different on the whole take on the coach leaving versus the kid leaving. The coach leaving, we got to stop comparing kids and putting them on the same level as coaches because there is no hierarchy. There is going to be these kids think they're on equal playing fields now with grown folks. And that's what's happening in society. You see the kids disrespecting teachers every single day, hitting teachers, fucking throwing erasers at them, fucking just disrespect of adults, period. because we are putting them on the same level as grown-ups. And people don't look at it my way, and I'm trying to be the one that's, because the truth hurts a lot of folks, right? So, you know, they can all kiss my ass, and I really don't give a fuck. It doesn't really do me any harm or good. I don't really care. I'm always going to say what I say. But the bottom line is, grown folks deserve and have earned the right to make a salary for themselves and their family. They've paid bills. They've paid mortgages. They put kids through college. They've paid car notes. They've done the things that none of these kids have yet to do. And yet we think that these kids should have the same say as this grown person. The grown person that transfers and leaves schools to go to another school. Unfortunately, I'm not a proponent. I believe that commitment is the only real word that matters. There is no such word as decommit. If you go look it up, there's not even a such word. So when you see these kids and people say they decommitted, it's not even a fucking word. So I'm not with the coach that leaves, but at the same time, he has earned the right to leave and better his life or his family's life. He's earned the right. He's older. He's been through it. The kid has not yet earned the right. And that is the true difference. And if we continue to allow the kids to think, well, my coach left, so I'm leaving. No, it doesn't. First of all, no, it's not. You're not on the same level. Shut the fuck up and stay in your lane. That's what my grandpa would have told me. My daddy would have told me. Everybody I grew up with age would have told us. And we didn't have a say in it. We weren't transferring no fucking school because we weren't going to start. My dad would have beat the fuck out of me if I went home and said, I'm transferring because this guy's starting over me. You better figure it out. You better figure that shit out. And he's putting pressure on you to start. If you're not starting, you ain't leaving. Well, nowadays parents are like, fuck it, go. I mean, there's a kid in high school in California, if you haven't heard, he's just entered his 10th high school.
Yes. The basketball player, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's with like IMG. I forget Dior Johnson. That's his name.
Yeah.
Dior.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like,
I mean,
he's the number one high school point guard in the nation.
Yeah.
And he's been at all the big schools, Oak Hill, IMG. Yeah. He can't figure it out.
And you know the thing about it, this is how you put into it all. You don't sign them.
Yeah.
The 4-year schools get together and say, you know what? We're not going to take them.
Yeah.
We're going to tell the high schools, we're going to start forcing these high school kids to start staying put.
Yeah.
If you transfer more than one time, we're not signing you. You have to go junior college.
Yep. Or
then you start creating and building up junior college again.
Yeah.
And then you will end the transfer portal deal and you'll end the high school transfer and you'll start creating what the alliance was. It was high school, junior college, and the 4-year level. And the 4-year level kids that get kicked out or do something dumb, JUCO was the transfer portal. By its natural course, you go back down to junior college to a commuter school. You earn your associate degree. You learn how to fucking live grimy in a shitty dorm or in your car or wherever the fuck it may be. And with no facilities and no resources. And you learn how to fucking nut it up. And when you get back to the 4-year, you will respect and appreciate what you never had. Now, the issue is, see, if I was an NCAA commissioner, football in the NCAA needs a commissioner. The reason they'll never put a commissioner in place is because there's too much money at stake and they don't want everybody to abide by the same rules. So the most money talks. And the SEC wins because they have the most money. The most oil money is basically down in that area. That's why the Texas A&M went to the SEC. That's why Texas is going to the SEC. Oklahoma, all oil money boosters that possess a lot of fucking billions of dollars. And their money's longer than the money out west or the money up north. And those conferences are going to suffer. I think that it's just becoming a Power 5 now is going to be probably Power 2 or 3 soon.
Yep.
And, if I was a commissioner of that shit, though, I would make every single fucking kid out of high school go junior college for 1 semester or 1 year. Play 1 football season at a junior college, because I guarantee you it'll eliminate 90% of your domestic violent charges you're getting at the 4-year level. It would eliminate half the arrest, half the kids quitting and entering portals. that shit would be eliminated because you'd come play for a cat like me and get humbled real quick and realize that the real world's going to hit you in the mouth in 18 months when you leave me, and you'll find out real soon that you're going to put your fucking future in another man's hands like you're doing right now, because there's only 127 Division I schools that play football. There's 6,000 kids in the portal right now. Where the fuck are they going? They're not going anywhere. They're sitting in this portal and they're just fucking wasting their life away when they could be going to JUCO, when they could be staying put and competing like we had to do and create some nuts and guts with yourself and some tough skin. But we don't want to do that, man. We want to give these kids the easy way. And it's crazy that you see the parents and coaches okaying it and saying, oh, cool, get out of there, man. Coach is fucking you. It's political over there. You need to bounce. Man, it's all bullshit. It's a soft ass fucking world we're in, and these coaches and parents is who I blame more than anybody, because kids are kids. I'll never blame a kid because they only know what they know and don't know what they don't know, which is the truth. And the coaches and parents who are allowing it and enabling it is the true who we should be pointing the finger at. And we're not doing that enough. We're allowing this shit to continue, and it's just spiraling out of control.
Yeah, it is really getting out of hand. I mean, it seems like every day you've got a new 4-star or 5-star kid just saying, like, I'm fed up with this Power 5 and I'm a hop ship. And I saw a tweet from some OU defensive lineman. He's like, the transfer portal ain't guaranteed. I mean, when you're in there, that's it, man. I mean, you don't know if you're going to get the fuck out.
I still have access, bro. I still have access to the portal. So. Really? I was one of the only junior college guys that have the portal. I can't tell you how I got it, but I had it. So, and I would see these kids in the portal. See, JUCO having access to the portal is one thing. The 4-year school assigns coaches to the portal. So there's literally a grad assistant on the portal all day long, 24/7, and they rotate. And they're saying, okay, Johnny hit the portal today, coach. This is a true story. An O lineman from University of Nevada, very average at best. Nevada. We're talking Nevada, okay?
Yeah.
Not fucking Alabama. It's Nevada. An O lineman hits the portal. And within 10 minutes, he had 77 offers from another 4-year institution. 10 minutes. There lies the problem and the pandemic and the epidemic in this world. It ain't the COVID fucking 19. It's these soft fucks enabling these kids. Why are you offering this motherfucker 10 minutes in? See, junior college a level down, I would recruit those portal kids because we had to. That was what we needed to do. Plus, I'm all about kids. So I wanted to bring that kid and fucking make them better. And I've done it 27 times as far as making money at the NFL. So I've done it 230 plus times at the 4-year level, getting them to that level and getting them graduated with a degree. That's all I give a shit about. Wins and losses, I can really give a fuck about. That's really, hey, sorry, I got fucking slapdicks here. But, you know, I really gave a shit about wins and losses because waking up in the morning or going to sleep at night, that didn't do shit for me. I feel like literally, I swear to God on this, I went to bed the same on a loss or a win, because if I won, I was expected to win, and we was waking up the next day with a 24-hour rule, and it was over with, and we're working on the next win. If I lost, it's the same deal. I had a 24-hour rule, and my face really never changed expressions, win or lose, because we were expected to win. So having said that, man, you know, putting all that into perspective and, you know, perception is reality, man. In this world we live in, people don't want to face the truth of it. But we, if I was at a 4-year school, I wouldn't recruit not one of those motherfuckers in a portal, because you could not play for me. That would be my mindset. I don't want you to play for me. If you can't play at Nevada, you'll never play for me at fucking Idaho. That was my mindset at Independence. When I was at Indy, 1 million junior college transfers were trying to transfer in. I didn't take one kid in 4 years at Indy from another JUCO, not one. And every kid I cut was at the school we played. Like, they all took them. They all took my kids, but I never took one of those motherfucking kids. Because if you couldn't play at Garden City, you definitely wouldn't play for me. Yeah. And that was my mindset. We need to use that at the 4-year level, and it will stop the portal. Because, dog, I don't want your soft ass leaving Nevada and thinking you're going to come play for me at fucking San Jose State. I mean, that's just, but 70 of you think that way. Just think about that and times that shit by 1,000 in the big picture of multiple positions, and you'll get what's really going on. We have an issue going on, man. I'm just telling you, it's a pandemic or an epidemic, and it's enabling these kids, and these Division I coaches are the laziest fucks. Just so you know, good friend of mine is an O-line coach, Texas A&M. I fired him at Indy. Motherfucker couldn't work for me. Too lazy. Motherfucker's a Division I Power 5 O-line coach. I like the guy, but he was a grad assistant at Texas A&M. And they all are lazy. Why do you think they're in the portal? They don't want to recruit high school and junior college kids. It's too hard for them. They just want the kids that are. Do you know where 90% of the portal kids go? To the school that was the runner-up to recruiting them from high school.
Yeah.
The runner-up school, because it's easy for the kid. He had a relationship with you. Man, please. I wish I would bend over and get fucked in the ass twice.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, you didn't come to me first. You ain't coming to me now.
Right.
And these motherfuckers are taking them.
No.
Handful, scoop buckets full. Man, please. You chose to go there. Go sleep in the bed you made, man. But see, we won't make that call. We won't tell these kids that shit. We won't do it. These cats are soft, man. These coaches are soft. They're fucking cowards. These 4-year level dudes that, I know every single one of them, or they know me. Let's put it that way. Hey, they know how much of an asshole I am in the office. I didn't let you in my office unless there was reason. But
I was gonna say, I've seen that clip before with you. You were saying you have to have some rapport with you to be in your office. Didn't you say one coach sat down in your chair first and then you kicked them out? That's a story.
Yeah, that was actually, he just won the Natty. He's the O-line coach at Georgia.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, AJ Luke.
Okay.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, he was the head coach at Ole Miss at the time.
He came in and sat in your chair.
Came in and sat in and was like, "Hey, coach, we had Malik on a visit and we offered him." I said, "Really? Did you know he robbed McDonald's last night? Get your motherfucking ass out of my fucking chair. Why don't you call the head coach and ask him first about the character?" See, the problem is, I'm not putting my name on a cat that I didn't trust or was gonna fuck my name.
Right.
And these 4-year level guys fuck a lot of high school and junior college head coaches because they don't contact the coaches no more. The coaches finding out their kids are being offered on Twitter, and they don't come to you no more. So I told him straight in his face, I said, man, what happened to the integrity and he wrote me a letter apologizing later on when he got back to campus, because he's like, "You're absolutely right. We have to keep up with the Joneses. So if LSU or Alabama offers a kid, we see it on Twitter, we offer them." Like, that's how bad it is. And so we don't have time to contact you, coach. And I'm like, "Well, you'll never get my kid, bro." Because I'm just telling, I used to kick Louisville out, Oklahoma State. Me and Gundy have a long history. We don't like each other at all. A lot of different people, right? A lot of different people. Snyder at K-State. There's a few schools that were not allowed in my office. Boise State. So, we had a few schools that weren't allowed in. And people... See, assistants looked at me sideways. I had a lot of buddies in the business look at me sideways. But the truth of the matter is, I don't give a fuck about you or your staff or your school. I give a fuck about my players going there.
Right.
And if you're going to fuck my players, I'm not sending them there. And I never sent a kid somewhere, just so we're clear. So I kind of want to retract that. I never sent a kid or pushed a kid to a school. I never took $1 from a 4-year school for a kid. I never pushed a kid because a buddy of mine was there. I gave the kid what I knew about that staff and coach and that school, and I let them weigh out their options just as if I was recruiting them myself. And every school in America offered me a lot of shit now. Trust me, we had the best players in America. So if I was there 4 years, 3 of the 4 years, we had the number 1 player in America. And so, hey, I should have had his ass sit below my desk and suck my fucking dick is what I should have had him do. But I told the motherfuckers, hey man, stop. I told the players, hey, I'm not telling you where to go. You need to make your own decision, but make sure it's the right one. You going for your own reason. You're not going there for the coach and per se, even though 95% of the time the kids are going to the school because of the coach.
Right.
But they need to understand there's more to it. And the schools that are selling them cars basically in their home visits with their parents and are telling them we have 30,000 Nike combination jerseys that glow in the fucking dark and all this old shit. That's all these kids care about. And the kids are getting sold that shit and their mamas are looking at it like ching ching money. Mm-hmm. And then they're in the transfer portal in fucking 6 months. And it's like, you're not doing no research, mom. You're not doing no research, dad, uncle, homie, group, crew. You're not doing no research. You're letting your kid fail miserably and teaching them how to quit and teaching them how not to compete. And it's going to carry over. I'm just going to tell you, it's going to carry over in life. And fucked up. But we don't want to tell these kids the truth no more. We're so scared of how great they are and how much they're going to help us win games. And these coaches need to understand winning games is a fucking minute part of this whole process. And now we're creating a soft ass world because we're trying to win games. And that goes for every sport, every single business. We're running Fortune 500 companies not to fail. And we're using kids as people as guinea pigs, CEOs, COOs, you name it. And you're seeing businesses fail at an all-time rate too. And because we're chasing the wrong thing, we're not teaching these cats nothing. But besides how to be soft and take an easy shortcut and use social media and play video games and fucking be on Twitter, you know what I mean? Talk shit on Twitter with a pseudo name and knowing you'll never get fucking hit in the mouth because you'll never see that person. So we're just creating a bunch of soft shit, man, and it's carrying over, and it's becoming really, really sad, to be honest.
1,000%. Coach, to switch up some gears here, as many people know, you've been on the Pat McAfee show for the last few months, and I really personally don't know how that relationship kind of sparked or where it came from. Do you think you can kind of break that down for us, if you wouldn't mind?
Yeah, no, Pat, a few years now. He reached out to me, man, on after the show had come out. I think basically him and a few of his first, not the crew that he's with now, Gumps and all those guys. He had a couple other guys that had reached out on his behalf. And so I was on his show like when he was first starting out, getting going.
Really?
Yeah. So if you go on YouTube, you can watch me and him from years ago. And now look what he's done, man. Proud as hell of the dude and great dude, man. And, we talk all the time and that whole crew's good dudes and his models worked, man. And we just hit it off, man. Kind of cut from the same cloth, so to speak, I guess. Some people when you meet and even though you're miles away, you have that vibe and you hit it off to a certain extent and kind of see the same visions and have the same aspirations or see the world or the universe in the same way. And I think that's us for the most part. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you two are both guys who've worked for everything that you have. Nothing has been handed to you. I mean, I know Pat talks about he played soccer up until his junior year. I mean, and you went to junior college in South Central Los Angeles. I mean, like you guys are definitely people who worked for everything they got. And I applaud both of you for that. That's awesome. I love all the content y'all pump out. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. He's blossoming. He's blossoming, man, and blooming, and he's only getting bigger. And like I said, that's kudos to him, man. I haven't been on in a few weeks. I've had a couple issues with my dogs and putting my dog down.
Yeah,
a bunch of other shit, man. And he and so and I told him, I said, hey man, you're getting some big time guests on, man. I said, you're hitting your stride, brother. You know what I mean? And so yeah, it's a good deal because people ask me like, you ain't been on a few weeks and what happened? I'm like, nothing happened. It's shit. I put my dog down, motherfucker, and I've got some shit going on, like shit. But no, it's that's kind of how we met, and then we kind of hit it off from there, man. And so he'll FaceTime me in the morning. He'll FaceTime me in the morning here and there. I'm in bed and shit, and he'll just fuck with me, and I'll fuck with him. And a good dude though, man. Good crew around him. and his models worked, man. Bet on himself.
Yeah. Have you ever sat down to realize just how influential you were on Last Chance U? I mean, for instance, myself, I saw that slow-mo shot of you in the first season you were on coming out of that brand new Cadillac. I went and bought one my own fucking self. And I was playing just bought a Cadillac the whole god fucking damn time, dude. I mean, I fucking love him. Say that again?
Cadillac should have paid my motherfucking ass. You know what?
They fucking should have.
I know. I got offered everything from cigars to jacuzzis, man. But Cadillac's motherfucking asses would never budge. You know what, man? To be honest, I've seen the clip. Obviously, I've never watched the show in totality, so I haven't watched.
I get that.
I haven't watched the show. I haven't watched the season. I haven't watched every episode. I watched a few. When it first came out, me and my boss got the show before the world got it. We got unedited versions of it so we can get ahead of it PR wise.
Of course.
And so we saw a few we just watched like unedited clips of it and we were like, fuck. I'm like, damn. So I called Greg, the producer. I talked to him today, actually. He's the one, he has the #1 show on Netflix right now, Cheer. But I think he's doing Last Chance U basketball as well.
Yep.
But I called him. I go, dude, I thought you said you made me look good. And he was like, JB, I'm gonna be honest, man. 30 years of doing this, you're the most unfiltered dude I've ever filmed in my entire life. And I've filmed Nick Romney and all these other cats. He was like, you want to see the shit I cut out? And I go, nah, fuck it. I'm good.
Yeah.
Did you know the show was gonna be big?
I want to get the cuts that they cut out, though. I'll tell you, because I want to make my own movie. But
oh wow,
the story
behind the scenes with JB, I'd kind of fucking like to see that.
Yeah, that would be one for that'd be #1 on Netflix. I promise you that.
Director's cut with Coach Jason Brown.
Yeah, that'd be the #1 show in America or in the world.
But yeah, well, Last Chance it captivated the nation.
Oh yeah,
I mean, even my fucking dad.
I used to get data from Netflix on every Friday, and at one point, I think it was the most watched show. Period. My year, the first season, season 3. But I know there was at one point. I know there was 200 or 300 million views. They said. I don't know how they come up with this data either. By the way, so that's a whole nother fucking thing. But
I just think those kind of shows where they're like raw and real, it captivates people because it opens their eyes to a lot of things that they don't know that's going on. And like there was, I think it was one of the Last Chance U basketball seasons, just talking about NIL deals, these kids that were just speaking of, what's to become and how much money they'll have in college. Was kind of like crazy to think that these kids, it's already in their heads, like what they could be making, a year from now when they should be focusing on school and their programs.
Nah, they're going to make McDonald's salary. That's what they're going to make.
Yeah. I just think
you tell them you're going to work at fucking McDonald's, son, because you're a backup point guard and you're going to work at McDonald's when you get cut and when you get hurt, and you're not going to sell jerseys, and you're going to go to Long Beach fucking State, a group of 5 school, right, and you're going to make $77 next semester. So that's the truth. And the guard at UCLA who beat you by 40 game 1 is going to make $1 million because he's at fucking UCLA and he's a #1 recruit. And the truth's not being told to him.
Yeah.
And
I think that's the biggest thing.
Football is, man, the backup left tackle, the backup corner, the backup quarterback, running back, for instance, they're not selling no jerseys. And guess what? If one of those kids get hurt, guess what? They don't even fucking keep them and give them their degree anymore. It used to be honored. You used to have 5 semesters, 10 semesters, 5 years honored on scholarship. Nowadays, you're lucky if the coach keeps you around or makes you a GA or whatever, but you're not making no money. Your shit's fucked.
Yep.
So and you're not selling no jerseys. But see, my motto was pay the kids for their scholarship rights. So every kid gets scholarship dollar money based on the years they're in school. So they all get money, and you can divvy it up kind of like the Division II model does. If they get 36 scholarships, you split them or whatever. So if you get a big-time 5-star kid, you can pay him more than you do the 3-star kid. But you can create that model. But NILs, you're getting 1 or 2 kids, man, and the rest of everyone else is pissed off at the world, and it's becoming a very, very hostile environment to coach in. And you wonder why coaches now are leaving at an all-time rate, just like the kids are, because they're looking for the greener pasture as well, when really they can't even handle their own front lawn. But you're looking to go to a greener pasture, and it's like, that's the life we live in right now, man. Everyone's chasing the mighty dollar. Everyone's chasing the easier, the road less traveled, I guess, is how I say it. Because, man, I never liked the road less traveled, man. I like traffic. I'm from LA, shit. I like traffic, and people don't realize, man, when you go the harder route, you sit in traffic, so to speak. My cliche here, metaphor, whatever you want to call it. You fucking run into females in traffic. You meet people. I used to get numbers in traffic all the time, man. Fine fucking broads. I mean, saying that, though, go the hard route instead of the easy route. And guess what happens? I bet you'll have more success in the long run in life than you will taking the fucking easy route in the back road where no cars are. And your ass is going to end up getting there faster than everybody else and everything else, just because you're thinking you're going to try to cut a corner. And in the real world, man, you're going to get hit in the mouth. Whether it's in 1 year or 10 years, and it's going to fuck you. And that's what's happening right now. And it started 20 years ago. And I've kind of put my finger on when it started and why it started, but that's a whole nother discussion. But that's kind of where I put how I equate this whole process. And we're all want instant gratification now. Every single kid is a like and a retweet away from instant gratification. That's all they look for. I mean, fuck, man, you can play video games now and make more money than LeBron James. Do you know that?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know the number one gamer in the world made more money than fucking Michael Schumacher. And he's represented by my management team. That's the only reason I know that. He's like a little Asian kid out of fucking, I don't know, wherever, Bangkok or some shit.
Really?
And yeah, dude. And then there's like a gay makeup artist over in Hawaii on YouTube. Yeah. He's like the largest YouTuber in the world.
Yeah.
He made like $300 million last year. Motherfuckers on YouTube doing makeup fucking videos.
I know who you're talking about. He has a MTV show now.
Yeah, and they gave him a mansion in Hawaii and all kind of shit. I'm like, and look at Pat McAfee now. I mean, YouTube has created a lot of money for a lot of people, man. So it's just I'm not mad at it. I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it at all. But it has also become the enabler, and it's become a very, very slippery slope. And we have to kind of look at that too, and say, man, does the risk outweigh the reward on this deal?
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I just think it's raw and real to see the mindset of these kids on shows like Last Chance U, where they're, in high school and they're already talking about what they could be making in college rather than, working hard to going to these Division I programs. And I don't think they realize the opportunity they have when, UCLA and, the Duke and Kentucky, they're all after them. They're, thinking about the bottom dollar at the end of the day. I think you're right. And you're right. And you see these guys that are getting these major NIL deals. I wonder what it feels like to be, the walk-on that's busting his ass every day to even stay to be a walk-on. How does he feel versus these kids that are getting $1 million deals?
But it's 1%, bro. 1% guys getting NIL.
No. Yeah. And Chet Holmgren just signed a huge deal with Topps, the freshman for Gonzaga. So I don't know. It's going to be weird to see how this plays out.
And think about it. I don't know if you know the data or have done any research, but the bowl opt-out kids, 73% of those kids that opt out of bowls you never hear from them again. They don't get drafted. They don't end up being shit. They opt out. So you piss on your brothers, you shit on them, you fucking cowardly cunt it out, and now you don't even get drafted any fucking way.
That's crazy.
And 20-something% of those kids that opt out are actually getting drafted. And I bet you out of the 23% that get drafted, I want to know, the next thing I'm going to do is find out how many of those percentage of kids do we actually see right now on TV? Do we actually know who are we picking in our draft, fucking fantasy drafts? I bet you it ain't more than 10%. So that's what people don't realize. That's what they don't look at. They see one guy make it. You can see it on Twitter. This is how fucked up the world is. I tweet a thing out saying, I told them the stats. 70% of you opt-outs aren't even going anywhere. And then they go, yeah, well, that went real well for Johnny at Hawaii.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
one motherfucker you're gonna point out, you dumb fuck. That's the enabled person and mindset we have nowadays, though. They want to fucking they just want to make you like back in the day when I was my age, we used to call it moded, right? We moded you, right? That's what they want to do. Moded. Right. We threw it in your
yeah.
You got one dude. Like, shut up, motherfucker. I can point out tens of thousands who are sitting in the portal who haven't done nothing and are being fucked.
Yeah.
But you talk about Jalen Hurts. That's one dude. Jalen Hurts made it. And just so you know, Jalen Hurts was going to the NFL if he didn't leave, motherfucker.
No kidding.
He played at Alabama.
No kidding.
Like, that's what people don't get. And I'm all for the fucking chance and opportunity. Go ahead and better yourself. But goddamn, man, like at some point, somebody has to put a foot down and tell them the truth. And you have to have a relationship to be able to tell them the truth, though, or they're gonna look at you side-eyed.
The Jalen Hurts, though, he handled that with like decorum and stuff. He knew his time was done, and he knew that he could play for another program. So I don't think he screwed anyone by leaving. So I think there's context and situations. But yeah, you're right. Jalen Hurts was going to go get drafted and be an NFL starting quarterback regardless. But I think it's interesting. I don't know. I just think this whole NIL, the world that we're in, is a little weird right now, and with these kids and
it's soft.
That they have.
Soft. Run your baby shit,
soft.
Man.
Yeah, it's soft. I think you're right. I think transfer portals destroy everything, and it's cool to get your insight about like the JUCOs and the high schools and how they destroy those programs as well.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man. And the problem is that the daddies of all these kids are either missing or not involved, or the moms are just a lot of the moms you don't realize are really the fucking antichrist and keep the dad away from the kid, which you don't see that. You just see this deadbeat dad persona, but you really don't know that there's a lot more behind it. And the dad's tried to be in the kid's life. But anyway, the bottom line is when you have less males in males' lives, young boys' lives, they end up growing up as females. I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
But they take on the mom's persona. And I can tell you any grown woman that I know, and every woman out there that knows me knows I'm far from sexist. I'm a women's advocate. I give money to women for different things, different causes. But the bottom line is a real woman will tell you, I can't raise my son. I need a man to raise this motherfucker. And I don't want his ass to grow up as a bitch. Like I'll have women tell me that straight out. Like, and these are mostly hood mamas I grew up with. Of course, it's going to be a little different than the Newport Beach blonde mother that's not probably going to tell me I don't want my son to grow up like a bitch. He's probably not going to say that. But, that's a demographic issue. But, the thing is, like, they know the truth about their kids. They will know they need their boys to be raised by men. Right. And we lack men in our boys' lives. So you're getting boys to grow up and have a female frame of thought. And people don't want to really break that down. They're scared to say the real shit because of cancel cultures and all these other fucking people. But that's the real truth. And if the daddy straight up just didn't want to show up and is fucking a deadbeat, then, you should have pulled out, motherfucker, because you fucked your son, literally.
Right.
Now your son is fucking reaping what you sow. Like he's fucked right now because he's raised by a mother that can't teach him the things that he needs to teach. Like, I'm scared, dog. I mean, really am. Of our front line, if we go to war, is a bunch of fucking soft motherfuckers. Like, aren't you? Has anyone thought about that shit? Like, this is who we are now. Like, Russia's going to fuck us. And like, people don't realize, dude, it's we don't have no more OGs in the front line no more. There are all these video game motherfuckers that think that shit's gonna be a fucking one of these Fortnite and shit. It ain't Fortnite, motherfucker. They're coming with real heat.
Yeah. No.
They will blast your ass.
No, yeah. I think you nailed it right on the head. And I think the biggest takeaway is there's a lot of entitlement with these kids when there's nothing to be had. I have a question real quick because I saw a really dumb tweet after the national championship game. Javonte Williams, who Alabama's #1 guy, probably projected top 5 pick, top 10 pick at least, at minimum, tears his ACL. And they're like, oh, this is a reason why you don't play in the game. That's the dumb thing. Why wouldn't you not play in a national title game? I just don't know. So with these things with injuries and kids playing in bowl games, big prospects, do you think that hurts them when they get injured, or does that show NFL teams that they have a willingness?
It never hurt Drew Bledsoe, Troy Aikman. Right. It never hurt nobody when they got hurt in college. And that's the NFL. The NFL understood you play football. Pretty soon, are we going to sign a scholarship and not play game 1 of the season for Alabama? We're going to sit out the season now. Right. Like you wouldn't be the top 5 draft pick if you didn't have the film that of the games you played in at Alabama. You owe Alabama that much. Right. You owe those players, the teammates, that much to play in a bowl game, in my opinion. But it started with the Corral kid at Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin, good friend of mine.
Yeah.
The kid is from Long Beach, quarterback's from Long Beach, California, right here where I'm from, and he gets hurt. And that was, and I'm watching the game. I'm like, kudos to you for not fucking bowing out. And I actually texted me and Lane texted about it. But I'm like, kudos to you. And the reason he didn't opt out because he has the trust and faith in Lane Kiffin, his coach. And that's kind of a lot of the problem. I think a lot of these kids don't have the relationship with their coach, because they're looking for the fucking easy way out, or the coach hasn't built the trust in that kid to trust him, and they don't want to play for that guy. And there's 2 things going on. And so it's a fine line, man. It's a slippery slope. 6 halfway dozen the other. It's just issues that you really can't put your finger on. But at the same time, Corral played. Kudos to him. He got hurt. It's fucked up. But you could get hurt walking your doggy, man. Like, we're playing football. Like, you could have got hurt week 2, week 5, week 8. Like, you can't say that shit. Like, one game. And you're going to see these kids playing these all-star games that are fucking meaningless with less coaching and less protection. And you're going to see these all-star games, and you're going to you didn't play in the fucking Cotton Bowl, though? Right. Like a historically fucking game. Like, you didn't play in the Rose Bowl, but you played in the fucking Campbell Soup East versus West game. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. That's the world we're in, man. Like, that's these kids' mindset, dude. They're fucked up, man. I'm just telling you. And it's not their fault. It's not their fault. The parents, man. It's the coaches. It's these dick suckers, man. They sucking these dicks. Telling them how good they are, man, when they really don't have a fucking clue what they are. They haven't paid a mortgage bill yet.
1,000%.
I think that's
well, Coach. I think we're going ahead and wrap this up. I got one last question for you. How do you feel about the Cowboys going into Sunday, Coach?
I think they'll win, man. I don't know about.
Fuck yes, let's go.
I think they'll end up winning the game. Everyone's kind of knocking them and all this shit. I don't think the Niners are. I think the Niners are just one of those blue collar teams. Garoppolo doesn't do enough to hurt them, but I just don't think he's good enough to win you a championship, even though he does win a lot of games. Fucking Stafford's playing better. The Rams should have beat the Niners by 21 points the other night. Like, it shouldn't have been close, but I don't know. I think they'll show up, actually, man. I think talent wins games in the NBA and the NFL at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, coaching is very overrated. It's Jimmys and Joes. It's not X's and O's. The Cowboys have I think between Tampa, the Rams, Cowboys, probably the 3 most talented teams top to bottom, and any of those teams can win it all. I think Green Bay has the best quarterback, which gives them the best chance to win it all. They still have some dudes too now, but they don't have nearly as talented a roster as those other 3 teams. But I don't know. I think it's going to be tough to beat Green Bay in Green Bay right now. I think
1,000%.
They're going to go to the Super Bowl. Really? And I think the Rams can be the team that plays them. That's just personal. I don't think Kansas City is going to make it. I don't know if Tennessee's going to make it either. It's hard to pick the AFC team. It's going to be interesting, man, to say the least. I wouldn't be shocked if Cincinnati goes to Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
Joey D.
Joe Burr.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked, man, because you know why? It's scary when you're a talented team with skill guys like Cincinnati does, and that don't know better. They're just out there playing like in the street. That's what they're doing. That's a scary fucking team to play because they don't give a fuck. They have no pressure. They don't know nothing. They're like, fuck it. We're just playing like we're at LSU right now.
Yeah.
So that's a scary team that people don't think about.
Jamar doesn't care.
So yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if you see Cincinnati play Green Bay or some shit. But I wouldn't be shocked if New England wins either. So
I don't
put nothing past Belichick. I don't put nothing past Saban. Those are guys that just you don't bet against too often. So
well, if the NFL wants to make the most money they've ever had off of a Super Bowl, you rig it to make the Patriots versus Tampa Bay, and that's the easiest. That's the easiest ticket. You do.
I don't think Tampa's going to repeat. I don't think they're going to repeat. I just think that they're getting a little stale. I think there's just too many obstacles. Eventually, they kind of one bad apple ruins a whole batch, and I think AB's ruined the batch, and I think he's cancer in that fucking locker room right now. Dude. Yeah, he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I saw that video you shared. Like, what a weird collection of fucking people. I mean,
holy fuck, man, that was a weird fucking crew right there.
Did Floyd come straight from the fucking boxing ring? That's what it looked like.
Yes.
He just fucking stepped out the gym.
With Kanye.
I don't know. You know the cool part is everybody's tweeting on my comments that I saw that they're like, why are all these billionaires freezing? What a bunch of dumb motherfuckers. And I'm like, that's the smartest room of people in the world, you dumb fucks.
Yeah, Floyd.
They're billionaires. Like 4 of them are billionaires, you fucking idiot. I don't know too many dumb billionaires. I don't give a fuck if they stumbled upon it. They're a smart motherfucker. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Floyd's smart enough to surround himself with people that know how to read.
Hey, it is what it is, man.
That's
fuck
true.
It. You don't have to learn that. I tell my players all the time. I told teachers all the time. They don't gotta read to sign a fucking check, motherfucker.
Exactly.
Right.
No, I don't knock Floyd at all. I think that's the best thing. People can make fun of him for not being able to read, but he certainly knows how to count money.
These 2 degrees behind me are the biggest fucking waste of printed paper in the motherfucking United States.
I ain't even got mine yet. Still, I graduated 2 fucking years ago. So
I have mine somewhere.
I'm just telling you, man, it's the biggest crock of fucking scam in American history. That's why it's the number 1 single debt in America, right? Student loan.
You're right.
Credit cards are second. Guess what? Credit cards are second. You know why? Because everyone that's a student gets a credit card in their first year of college.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, they're sitting in your mailbox. But hey, Coach, once again, man, thank you so much for giving us an hour or so of your time. Everyone follow Coach JB. You want to shout out your socials real quick?
Yeah, Instagram, man. Real Coach JB. And Twitter. I don't need no more followers. Fuck it. Don't even follow me on that motherfucker. But follow my YouTube channel though, man, and that's starting to grow and get big. So
awesome.
I'm on the Slapdick podcast there and do that on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 2 p.m. Pacific. So you guys can join me there live anytime.
Awesome.
Buy the whiskey, buy the cigars.
Yeah, I got so much
shit.
Dogs. You want some dogs? Fucking whiskey? I got it all. Book. Hey.
Fuck yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Coach.
Jack all trades. I'll see you guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
Perfect. What a cool.
Yeah, man. Dude, that was awesome.
That was cool. Very cool. Seems like a great guy.
Say cool one more time for me.
That was very cool. I thought so. He's very honest. He's open. He doesn't hold anything back. And I think that's why he's so successful. I think that brand of honesty, people are scared to be that honest nowadays. And, him throwing the word around slapdick and soft and moron.
I mean, he's that motherfucker. I mean, he's everything that I work construction every single. I mean, he's like every single dude I work with. Yeah, there's nothing new to me personally.
Right. It's nothing new to me, but to see a guy that's a public figure like that today be that open and honest and not care of any repercussions, I think is refreshing. And I think he has an influence that he might not even be aware that he has. As far as
he got me to buy a fucking Cadillac. So.
Well, right, but with the influence, I mean, he doesn't know the influence that he has as far as the brand of coaching goes. I think a lot of people shy away of things that he's done and and thought process. And I think he's right. I think the number one problem in college is this transfer portal. I think the number one problem in college as well is these coaches that are lazy and don't do any work. I wanted to ask him more about if, with the transfer portal and everything, if they have to hit a number, if there's like, an unwritten rule in college of numbers that coaches have to hit outside of the transfer pool to keep these kids at the Division I level. Like if there's any pressure from the NCAA or the colleges or the programs, because it does seem like these coaches are very lazy, just picking guys that have quit on universities. And certainly there's circumstantial things why people enter the transfer pool. And I think, guys like Jalen Hurts and even Spencer Rattler. I don't want to crap on Spencer Rattler. I think, a guy.
Spencer Rattler, that dude's ugly. He built like a tater tot, dude. Fuck him.
He lost his job because he stunk.
To a kid with fingernail polish.
Right. And he's still talented enough to succeed at the college level. So you don't think so?
He's a bum. All of my friends dick ride the shit out of OU, and all I've seen is that stupid jump pass video of him running like 50 yards the other way and like jump hurdle. Like looking like Jeter. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Throw a slant, throw a bang. Let's just fucking move on. How you doing? Keep it moving.
Yeah, I still think he's going to be successful in college. I don't know about the NFL, but I think he has another circumstantial case why he left. But I agree with everything he said. It's a popularity contest, this transfer portal, and I don't fully agree with him on NIL, but I didn't want to get into a back and forth because I think there's some benefits to the NIL. The NCAA is the biggest mob at the end of the day. So
I don't want to argue with him because you sound like he had fucking numbers, and I know.
I don't have numbers, but I know enough from seeing people with NIL deals that it's not as 1% as he was saying.
Yeah, I mean, like you got the University of Texas, each offensive lineman's making like $1 million.
Right. Here's a small sample size that I know off the top of my head. Ohio State basketball. Every player is signed on an NIL deal to 2 diners in their hometowns. Now, these aren't the massive NIL deals that, it's not like a Chili's or a food chain or something big like that. But I guarantee you, I don't want to guarantee, but I bet you that a lot of these schools that are bigger have all these guys on NIL deals for commercials and different things and whatever, because they had them on before, but they weren't paying these kids. So
exactly.
I don't necessarily agree with his NIL take. I agree with the fact that these kids shouldn't be focused on it prior to going into these schools. But really awesome interview. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope to do more of these, and we're going to have times where it's just the two of us shooting the stuff and just talking about the day and everything. So I think that's going to be interesting, and I'm very excited for this journey. I think that's a banger interview to start off 2022. I don't know about you.
I mean, I'm very excited about it. I've had enough of my friends text me. So everyone who joined in, who watched, I don't know if anyone commented. I'm sorry. First stream.
We have one comment.
Let's fucking go. Shout out Coach Brown.
Yeah, I think as this grows, it's going to be a really cool journey because we're going to be able to give you content that maybe wasn't covered on Pro Sports Extra at one time or another. So we appreciate the support as always. We'll keep busting out content video-wise, clips. We'll get to that point eventually where we're taking out segments and editing them better. So it's going to be a journey. So, this is episode 1.
And stay unbiased, folks. Stay unbiased.
We'll see you next time, folks.
This is my ugly mode.